So I'm reading the section Echal HaKodesh Nuntet, section Nuntet, from Rabbi Nachman of Brezlov. It's before Samech, before the Idra Rabbah. So yeah. It's written, and in Pasuk A, in the middle of Pasuk A, it's written that a person should build a wall. What does that mean? A person should build a wall. Okay? Choma. וזה בחינת חומה. What is חומה? What is that wall a person need to build? בחינת מעריך אף. There is מעריך אף, mean long nose, but it doesn't really literally mean long nose. Long nose meaning patient, meaning letting go of the anger. שיכבוש כעסו, that the person conquered his anger. The word is conquered, almost like going to war. So from here we learn that the anger need to be conquered by a human being. The question is why? I mean, what is the secret? The Talmud, the Zohar, the Mishnah is telling us that you're supposed to conquer your anger, you're supposed to control your anger. שיכבוש כעסו, כי השירות וכבשת כעס בחינה אחת. Teaching us Likkutei Moharan, Rabbi Brezlov is teaching us, Rabbi Nachman of Brezlov, not Menachem, Rabbi Nachman. שיכבוש כעסו, when a person conquered the anger, השירות ופגישת כעס בחינה אחת. Being wealthy and overcoming an anger or conquer the anger is the same thing. And we call the same thing חומה, wall. כי מישהו מקלקל חומה של השירות, whoever destroy a wall of being rich and wealthy, ולוקח לעצמו כעס זה חמה. And replace it with the anger and חמה. The word חמה mean from the word cham. Cham mean boiled, so anger can be called also chema, ka'as vechema, like it's written that God was full of chema. So chema meaning anger, it's the same as word as choma. Choma mean wall. Umechoma ose chema. So a person go from the wall he build around himself not to let go of anger, not to let go himself to be angry. He's destroying the choma and make it into chema. The words change. How come you can compare those two words together? They're both coming from left column. כמו שכתוב, מצפון תפתח רע, like it's written in Jeremiah, from the north, negativity will come. Of course, we know that north is גבורה, south is chesed, Tiferet is east, and west is Malchut. In you study Kabbalah, you understand it. So when you say מצפון תפתח הרע, meaning from left column. וכתיב מצפון זהב יתה, but it's also written in Eov, in Job, from the north, the gold will reveal itself. So here we have Gizra Shava, we have a completely equal between overcoming the anger to being rich. והשירות הוא חומה. Being rich, being wealthy, like a wall. How do we know that? כמו שכתוב in משלי, י"ח, it's written in משלי, י"ח by שלמה המלך, by King Solomon, הון עשיר קריית עוזו, וכחומה נשגבה במשכורתו. So here he proved to us from that pasuk, the own, the treasure, the luxury of a wealthy person is the city that is there, and it's like a wall that appear and protecting him. But what is that? What is it? The reason he bring it here, Rabbi Nachman of Brezlov, he bring it here to help us to understand that there is a relationship between money and overcoming anger. ובכעס כתיב עיר פרוצה אין חומה. It's written also in משלי, when a person has anger, the city is totally broken and the walls are open, and אשר אין מעצור לרוחו. And a person who cannot have stop to his spirit. So, as you cannot have stop to your spirit, the wall, which is represent the ability to control anger and the ability to make a lot of money, is not there. וכשנמשך לאיש עשירות, when a person is about to become wealthy, when a person is about to become rich, when a person is about to become famous with money, אז יש לו חומה. Then he has a wall. החומה של השירות מעצור לכעסו. And that the wall of being wealthy becoming the stop sign for his anger. So does that mean all rich people as wall for the anger? Well, they do, according to this. לפעמים, כשמתגבר בכעסו, but when a person cannot control his anger and the rage he has at that moment, מקלקל החומה של השירות. Then he destroyed the wall of being wealthy, of being rich. נמצא שהכעס מזיק לעשירות. We learn from there, say Rabbi Nachman of Brezlov, that being angry is disturb being wealthy. Are you angry? I wonder if all poor people are angry, cannot answer it, and all rich people are relaxed, cannot answer that too. But if you have doubt, you should raise your doubts, because you don't have to agree with every word Rabbi Nachman is telling us. We have to look into it, why Rabbi Nachman is right. I mean, it's up to you. If you find out why he's right, then you get it. If you don't find why he's right, maybe we don't get it. But the fact itself of what's going on with what Rabbi Nachman is teaching us, that's for us to find out and to do our own investigation of the truth. וכשהיצר מסית לאדם שיקרוס, when the evil inclination is convincing the person to get angry, ידע שבסוד השעה ישפיעו לו מלמעלה איזה סך ממון. At that exact moment, there's a wealth and a lot of money that's supposed to come to that person. A lot of money. והיצר רוצה לקלקל זאת ההשפעה. But the יצר, the evil inclination, most people think that being rich is you lose your spirituality. No, the opposite. In Kabbalah we teach being rich, actually that's when you become spiritual. So if the anger is coming, frustration is coming, rage is coming, is a prevention from the amount of wealth that's meant to be coming. ועיקר שבירת השם, שבירת הנפש, and the way you keep yourself and your soul, אינו אלא שישמור מכעס. If you want to work on yourself, that's the main thing, say Rabbi Nachman of Brezlov, to keep yourself from getting angry. כי הכעס פוגם בנפשו, because the anger destroys the soul. מבחינת טורף נפשו באפו. As it's saying, Eov, a person who's eating his own soul with his anger. אבל ששומר את עצמו מכעס, but when a person is capable to stay away from anger, and he make the wall bigger, then the wall of rich becoming bigger too. ובזה מגדיל נפשו ושמו. And then his soul become greater because he's able to control anger, and his name become the greater because he control anger and money start to come to him. אזי כל הנפשות תאבים להיכלל בנפשו. Then all the soul want to be part of that person. All the soul getting closer to that person. כי כל הנפשות שושם בעשירות. Because on the nefesh, we have nefesh ruach neshama, the nefashot of a person. The roots of the nefashot come from the same roots of where the money come from. The nefesh of the person. בבחינת, ואליו הוא נושא את נפשו. Like it's in the book of Dvarim, and to him he raised his nefesh. Wow, what is that to him? So, what is that to him? He raised nefesh. To him, meaning for the parnasa. Why people wake up in the morning and go to work? Money. What is money? What is money? You go to work, you struggle, you're lucky sometimes you're not lucky, you're born to money, you're not born to money. What is the money language? I mean, if you think about the money language is basically receive the nekudot, receive some dots, receive some nitzotzot, receive some spark of light that truly belong to you. Truly belong to you. But you have to go and get it. You have to go and get it. You have to go, struggle, have some argument, convince some people, struggle. All of those things that you have to do, and some of the things you don't enjoy doing, some of the things you do, is to be able to collect the nitzotzot, those candies that belong to you. Almost like the kids, after bar mitzvah or wedding, or brit in a shul, in a synagogue, the people throw, there is minhag, the tradition to throw candy. And when people throw candy, you see the kids out there collect those candy. And you see sometimes kids could use this shirt and a cup. They grow up the vessel. So they can receive more. Some kids use only their hand, so how much can you have with your hand? Every kid according to their ability, their desire. That's what the kids doing. So when a person going to make money, it's the same concept. You go in there and the money is already yours. Type of work you're going to do, whatever you fix kitchen, whatever you paint home, or whatever you are a coach, whatever you do, there is the money that is yours. Nobody can take your money. Nobody take your money. If you feel that some deal didn't go through, in Rosh Hashanah they're already deciding how much money you're going to have. So always don't be afraid first to lose a deal or to lose money, because that's actually not yours. And if it's not yours, better not to have it. Better not to have it. The only time you can raise the amount of money and more than Rosh Hashanah is on Shabbat. Only on Shabbat. We studied it last time, if I'm not mistaken. You raise more money to your account is Shabbat. When you prefer for Shabbat, when you go shopping for Shabbat on Friday, specifically on Friday, you have to do it. Try it. Try to go shopping on Friday yourself, and you see the next week. You see the next week what's going to happen to you. That's the mitzvah. That's the actual mitzvah. And then you have more money. Because that money coming for Shabbat only and for holidays. And then Rosh Hashanah it stay as it is, and Hashem, God gave you more money. But here is a different concept. The anger need to be controlled, because the anger, Gizra Shava, Choma, and there is reach, is also has to do with Choma, wall. So that wall we talk about is if you're not capable to keep your anger and keep the wall around you, also the money cannot come into your life. So it sounds like some people have, I would say, missed opportunity, because if somebody meant to be worth $100 million, they would be worth $1 million. So they will still have money, but they will not have the 100 million. The 100 million has to do with the anger. So your full potential of money is one thing. How good you control your anger. Shocking. And then to have people around you has to do with the money you have. More money you're going to have, more people you're going to have. Not because they just want your money. That could be the reason too. There is always klipot. It's because Elecha hu noseh et nafsho. Because your money is all the nitzotzot that you collected, and then people come to see you because there is nitzotzot that you share together with them. There is togetherness. So you have to make more money. How? By reducing the anger. That's why whoever steal money from spiritual people or from the Israelite, okay? When he say Israel, I want to translate it good from a Jewish person. I'm not saying you should steal from any other human being, but because Rabbi Nachman of Brezlov was an Orthodox Jew, so he's talking about it was a small community in Ukraine. I cannot speak about the non-Jewish people who try to kill him every day or kill his family. That's what used to happen in Ukraine. People, Jewish people, it's not just they wake up in the morning, put a yarmulke and go to pray. If they go to pray, they put a yarmulke on the way to shul. They don't know if they're going to make it or not. The way to mikveh, maybe they're going to get killed. Anti-Semitism was terrible. We don't talk about it, but we should. We need to start to address this point. Anti-Semitism is, those books was written under tremendous threat of the Ukrainian or the Russian or the Poland, wherever the Jewish people will go, they will have a threat. So when you say, whoever steal money from Israel, it's very hard as a Jewish person to make money in those days and also today. People speak that the Jewish people are the richest in the world. It's a lie. It's not true. If you look at the list, it's not true. Not true at all. So I don't know who came up with that theory. Some people who like to hate Jewish even more. So, but the idea is that Gozel Mamon Israel, somebody steal money from a Jew or from the Israelite or from a spiritual person, כאילו גוזל את נפשו, it's like you steal his soul. בבחינת, וקבע את קובעים נפש, בשביל זה הכל תרים לקרב עצמו לעשיר. And for that reason, same reason as not stealing from the poor, a person have desire to get closer to a rich person. If you know a rich person now, even it's embarrassing sometimes, you want to get closer to them. Is it their beautiful house? No. So you sometimes ask yourself, why? What is it? Is it a gorgeous home? Is it big home? Is it the game they play? I don't know. They have a tennis court. They have golf club. Or what else? There can be the diamond ring or fancy car or private jet. It cannot be just it. It cannot be. I mean, if this is just it, that's the reason you want to get closer. It's boring. Because after 5 minutes in a private jet, it's a jet. After 5 minutes in a fancy home, it's a home. After having the most expensive ring on your hand, it's a ring. So the reason you get closer to the rich people is because the nefesh, part of your nefesh, part of your soul is included within them. That's why when you have a rabbi and a student, the rabbi is always born with student that has money. The rabbi born with the desire to study and teach Torah, and always around that rabbi, he born with people with money to take care of the rabbi. You know, that's how you do a community. That's how it works. And that's why the rich person has to be careful when he give money, not to disrespect the rabbi, because he's the one who receives, and I'm the one who give. It seems like I'm above. It seems like. But that's not a good way of putting it together. So it's better to go into the mind that I was born, if I'm, let's say, I worth 1 billion. So I was born with enough money to sustain me and the rabbi. That's how it works. No question asked. Just think like that. If you think that now, when it's come to other people, then those other people with money love to see somebody who was very rich. If they're only seeing him was very rich because they want to take his money, that's not what Rab Nachman is talking about. Is to enjoy being around the rich person because he collect all the nitzotzot, that some of them belong to them too. So if the rich person, let's say, give you a chocolate, that chocolate includes part of your nefesh, part of your nitzot. It's a very important abana. I hope it's clear. כי שם שורש נפשם נמצא. זה שזכה להעמיד תלמידים וחכמים, וזכה שיכלו בנפשו נפשות רבים. Also a rabbi who's capable to have a lot of students around him, especially when the student is capable of teaching and guide others. Okay? That's when his nefesh is part of the soul, connect to their soul. בוודאי זה טוב מבנים ובנות. Something which is way better than boys and girls is if you have amount of students that study because of you and teach because of you. כי בנים ובנות מועטים ואלוהים מרובים. Because children are not a lot. What do you have? 3 kids, 5 kids? It's not a lot. When you have students, it's endless. Because everybody can teach. ואלוהים מרובים, כולם מקבלים חיות ממש. And the student is getting חיות, they're getting livelihood, as if he give birth to them. וזה פירוש, ואברך גדלה שמך. As it's in בראשית, about Avraham, and I will bless you, and I will make your name bigger. Say Rashi, I will bless you, Mammon, with money. So it's amazing. The Rashi is telling you, you want to know what is the blessing of Hashem? Money. I don't know why some people, spiritual, thinking that money is kind of coming from the dark side. Money is coming from Hashem, directly from God. You don't have money, you got to find out what you're doing wrong. You have money, Baruch Hashem, now how do you share it? And how you get people closer to you because of your money. Draw people with your money. The way that the nefesh is getting bigger is from the money. וכל זה נעשה על ידי כיסא ומשפט, הנ"ל כעל ידי שמקלקל את דבריו במשפט, על זה יכול ללמד תלמידים, כמותו ולא יזיק להם. And by teaching more people, by teaching more students, the reason we waken up on Monday and Thursday usually to do study, before dawn, is to make sure that we share, כי עיקר הלימוד תלוי בזה שקלקל דבר במשפט כמו שאמרו, חכמים יזהרו בדבריכם. שלא התלמידים הבאים. So a person who's teaching has to be careful of the words, because that nourishing the student, and those students as a mission, at least 11 people after them. They didn't, then they're not students. Don't teach, and I'm telling it to myself and I'm telling it to others. If I teach people that don't teach others, it's actually not the best thing for me as a teacher. If my student tell me, Eliyahu, we didn't share it with 11 people, those students are basically just stealing my light. And by them stealing my light, they steal my money. By them stealing my money, they get angry. So if you want to know if you have an anger issue, it's simply because you took the words of the rabbi, in this case it's me or the teacher, and you took it. You took the rabbi words and you kept it for yourself. That's stealing. But if you kept the words and you said, okay, Eliyahu, teach me something now, who are the 11 people I'm going to share it with today? I'm not going to stay. As I want money today, I have to share today. But I don't have to share money, but I have to share the words. ועל ידי הכבוד שהתגדל, על ידי זה נגדל הנפש שמגדל את הכבוד, נפש בכבוד, מבחינת מסודם, כדי שבן שואל את זה, כולם שואל את זה, ואם נקרב נפשו ושמנל. So, when a person is teaching, and his student teaching others, his nefesh become great. And then all the nefashot, all the souls want a piece of him. So, for example, let's say if I have, 5 students, those 5 students each bring 11 students. That's 55 students. 55 students who want to study for me. If you don't feel you're bringing 11 people a day to Vital or to me, you don't do in your job now. How can you bring 11 people a day? It's a lot. So 11 people a week. It's still a lot. 11 people a month. It's on the edge. 11 people a year. I think that's fair. 11 people a year you introduce to Eliyahu, 11 people a year that want to study. Not people, hey Eliyahu, I found somebody on the beach who want to ask you about the meaning of life. No, I'm talking about somebody that you were able to talk to for 1 year, you build it, and now you build 11 people this year, and now it's at the end of the year, you bring the 11 people and say, this is my teacher, this is the one person I'm studying from. Please, I want to introduce you to where I receive my nefesh, so you can go direct to the nefesh. And then you leave them, the 11, you go work on another 11. That's how it works. That's how you grow the world. If you don't do it with me, with Debbie, you didn't do anything yet. You can give $25 million, but if you didn't introduce at least 11 a year, why 11 specifically? 10 sfirot, and 1 plus, it's the bridge called Da'at, it's the connection between you and the student. 10 sfirot plus 1. Always remember that. And you got to take on yourself 11 people. But 11 people has to be connected to me, not to you. If they still connect to you, you're still a thief. You're stealing. You're stealing, and then the ego will go into your head, and then anger will go into your head. Money will get lost. Chaval, it's a shame. You have those 11, hold it, and then say, is my teacher? Boom. But you cannot throw them from the beach. You have to build them up. You have to make them understand. If they don't understand you, why would they understand your teacher? So all of that's how you grow the spiritual community of the world, to make money for everybody, that everybody will become and not have anger. That all depends on that. בית ועון, נחת אבות בית ועון, זה בחינת בביתי ובחומותיי. והכוח מקבל מאבות, שאבות הם גרים גרים. It's like you see the אבות, אברהם, יצחק, and Yaakov, what they used to do all day long? Convert people. What did that mean? Convert people. It says, ואת הנפש אשר עשו בחרן. The nefesh that they did in Haran, the soul that they make in Haran. What nefesh they did in Haran? They didn't have any children. Said to us the commentary, the nefesh is the conversion. You convert a person from one way of thinking to another way of thinking. I know some of you say, but I don't have time, I'm working, I'm making money. Do you want to make more money? That's how you make more money. Control your anger, and then see if there is one soul, and you have to look for it all day. It should be your mission. Don't worry about the money. Money, whatever written Rosh Hashanah, it's going to chase you. You think that because you're smart and you work and make the right decision, you have money. You're wrong. You're wrong. The money that you have is because the Creator God want to give it to you. So Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov used to convert people. וישב יעקב בארץ מגוריו ואיתה במדרש, מאז יצחק גרים, זו מגורי אביו. When it says Yaakov live in the land of where his father used to live, it's from the word gerim, meaning to convert. וכתיב ביעקב ובו יעקב ביתו לאשר עמו, אינו הגרים, אסירו את אלוקי הנחר. So, if there is all people you can bring closer to your teacher or to yourself, say no, there is some people, you don't want them to get them closer to spirituality actually. Okay? It's kind of like the mixed multitude. If you find the people who's mixed multitude, how do you know somebody is a mixed multitude? What is making them mixed multitude? Like Moshe Rabbeinu did a mistake or didn't. It's not my business to judge, but we know it was a mistake, the Erev Rav, that he get out of Egypt. So some people, you cannot convert their evil into being not evil. They're always going to be jealous, they're always going to get angry, they always will be just not happy people. So there is a danger. When you meet those people, they're always doubting. I mean, it's okay to doubt in the beginning, but there is two types of doubts. Doubts because I want to know more, and doubt because I just want to convert the person who's spiritual into become not spiritual. That's a different type of doubt. So those people damage the angel, damage everything. And I cannot go into the details because of the time and I have to go to pray soon. But just to understand, to find the right people is the people that, when they hear your teacher or your rabbi, it means something to them. When they listen to the lecture, let's say they listen to this lecture, say, oh my God, this is exactly what I need. Those people, you have hope for them. Some people can get closer in 1 month. For me, I was a person that in 5 minutes, if I find a good teacher, a good rabbi, you can convert me in a second. I used to convert people in a bar. I used to convert people in a pub. I used to convert people in the street. I used to convert people on the beach. I used to convert people when I'm walking. I used to convert people in a shopping district. I used to convert people when I'm working. I used to convert people when I'm selling. I used to convert people when I'm walking just to go to buy grocery. You can't stop. You just cannot stop. Wherever you go, the taxi driver has to be converted. Everybody has to be converted. When I say convert, I don't mean Judaism only. Convert their mind from being not spiritual to be spiritual. Now, if you just want to be a thief and take money from people or get married to a person who has money, it's nice. Maybe they hold your nefashot. But if there's no spirituality in your house, you're a thief. You're nothing but a thief. If you hear my words and you don't share it with 10 people, 11 people, you're a thief. Thief is not just when you take money away from people. Thief is when you hear a knowledge and you don't have 11 people you can share it with. And that's wrong. When I see people come to see me, sometimes for Shabbat, and they don't bring people with them, then I know that's a thief. I'm looking at a thief. Somebody who doesn't want to bring anybody with them to study spirituality, they're stealing their nefesh, because what they do, they go to study with me, and they want to steal a light of 11 people, and they're never going to share it. What do you think? In the study, there is not only sharing for your soul, they're sharing light for 11 souls. I hope with this lesson, first, you're going to be very rich. Second, you will be able to control your anger. And third, you will be able to share with other people. If you want to build a spiritual community to Vital, thank God Vital elevate itself to the highest level just by 2 people together. I mean, not 2 people, I mean 2 people organizing it, and about 100 people who donating. And through them, it was be able to become whatever it is. 100 people donating, 2 people working. It's unbelievable. I mean, we have in our team way more than 2 people working. But I'm talking about the people that you know, not the one behind the scene. So just get your act together. And when you get this knowledge, if you get this knowledge, hold it. Stop breathing for 1 minute if you can. Hold your breath and start thinking. While you stop breathing, who are the people there? Then you breathe. Say, I'm breathing. I'm having money. I have all of it because I'm capable to share. Make the sharing part with your friend a necessity, not just, it's a fun thing, I'm going to bring someone. If that someone didn't catch the fire, meaning his soul didn't catch the limud, the study, it's not because of him or her, it's because of you, because you didn't care enough about them. If they come to your teacher and they don't like the teacher, find out, did you do preparation? Or you just took somebody from the beach and threw on your teacher? That's really the success of a person. How many people in this year, or last year, 2021, you convert to spirituality? If there is no 11, less is coming your way. If there is 11, you can expect any money you want. Thank you. Have a great morning.